Hey everybody, it's Shakuras here, bringing you another epic game. This is going to be a Protoss vs Terran on Shakuras Plateu. And this is a Masters level game. This is another replay I got off Reddit / cast it. And our Protoss player here's name is going to be Nadril. Let me get those names up. And on the right is Diogenes. Diogenes? Diogenes. Like that. And I haven't seen this game, so this is a cold cast. Should be interesting. I don't know which one of these players posted it. I believe it was the Protoss. But pretty standard opening from both players so far. No proxies or anything like that. And Nadril's gonna come on and bring his scouting probe over and scout the base first. Maybe we'll see a little bit of probe harass here. And Diogenes opting to send the scout right after the supply depot, so he's gonna try to react to whatever he sees a little bit here, as is our Protoss player. Again though, both pretty standard right now. 13 gate, 14 gas. No gas yet from the Terran player. Here comes the probe harass I was talking about, but he did get walled out by this unfinished supply depot. And our Terran player was scouting for proxy pylons. Would be a little early for that, but better safe than sorry. And a second barracks going down actually. No gas yet, so 2 racks gasless. Interesting. Curious to see what our Terran player has planned here. Okay, there's the gas. So this could just be a 2 racks expand, a little bit of pressure, maybe some extra marines. I don't know if that's a standard 2 racks build with the late gas. I felt like that was late. Maybe I'm just noob and I main as Protoss, so my analysis of the Protoss play will be a lot more spot on, I'm sure. And warp-in being researched and a stalker coming out after the Zealot, which does catch the probe in the corner there. That's pretty good. And it looks like we're gonna have a 1 gate expo from a Protoss player. He is sending the probe out. Tech lab finishing up for the Terran player. And a reactor going on. So yeah, this looks like a 2 racks expand. Pretty much the most standard build that Terran can do against Protoss. And yep, there's the nexus from Nadril. And the scouting probe goes up, sees, let's see, does he see the, oops, he does see the reactor and the tech lab and a couple marines, so he knows exactly what's going on. And let's see, he adds another gate, another pylon. He's probably going to add another gateway here, yep. He's now getting a sentry out. And here comes the marauder and a couple marines. And the expansion is now coming down for the Terran player, so it'll be a little behind, but if this pressure does any damage at all, it'll be worth it. Warp-in should be done by the time Terran player shows up to the base. He is stalling here at the Zelnaga tavern. The tavern in the middle of the map. Wish this was a tavern, that'd be a lot cooler than a freaking tower. And Terran player is actually pulling ahead in supply right now. Let's go to the worker count. He is behind in workers, but that's pretty normal at this point in the game, just to be a few behind. And here comes the pressure, so we'll see what happens. Might have to pull some probes. Get these Zealots down in front here. Where's the force fields? There we go. Okay, those are okay force fields. Could have trapped him a little better. Needs to target this Marauder down with the Stalker. Up now, there's 2 Marauders there. This pressure is turning up to. Looks like it's going to do a lot of damage actually. A lot more than it should anyway. And he's actually going to drop a bunker, so that's going to be cool. If he lets that finish, then that's a pretty big deal. Is he going to snipe this sentry? Nope. He's going. Oh, one more force field. Doesn't have the energy for it though. And looks like he will get chased off. Oh, maybe not. He's coming back. Another round, another warp in round. And the bunker does get, the SCV building the bunker does get picked off. More Zealots. Nadril really needs to warp in around his Stalkers to help pick off these Marauders, because really the only thing that's making this army so good at kiting right now is the slow that these Marauders have. Here we go, there's another Stalker. He's holding his own though. Good job keeping these Zealots alive. As I say that, he loses all the Zealots. There's force fields, there we go. Oh, succeeded one more, didn't have the energy for it, it looks like. Another round of Zealots being warped in. Constant reinforcements from our Terran player. This is pretty crazy. Is he macroing behind this? He is macroing a little bit. His mules are actually stocking up. And the drill looks like he should be able to finally sort of kick him off his back here. He is now about 10 supply ahead, but nope, looks like Diogenes is going to keep going for the pressure. He's going to try to pick off that sentry. Almost gets it. He needs to he needs to mass up. This Terran player needs to get back and mass up a little bit. He is way behind now. He is just kiting these Zealots forever though. That is funny. Oh man, another round of sentries might be good. Look at full chrono boost from Protoss player, unfortunately. And here comes, nope, no more pressure. He realizes that he is vastly outnumbered. He needs to return to the base. Observer heading into Diogenes' base. He is going to see the starport and the reactor. This probe is actually seeing, well, he's not seeing this, but he does see he saw all those reinforcements, so that was really helpful during that fight. Wow, and look at all these mules that just got dropped here. 4 mules just went down. He's going to build a bunch more barracks, possibly expand again. But our Protoss player is pulling ahead in supply kind of dramatically actually. Let's go to our unit counting station. Yeah, he is almost 10 more workers and a very much larger army it seems like. But then again, this Terran player was saving up all those mules, so his economy is just sort of kicking in. But Nadril sees everything. He sees the reactor starport, he sees the engineering bay with the upgrades, and it looks like Diogenes might even see this observer. Yep, it looks like he's gonna try to. Yep. Good pickoff. That's really impressive to me. I play Protoss and I have a really hard time spotting observers from enemy Protosses, and the fact that he saw that in the side and just in the side of his base like that is pretty impressive. Alright, here's the rest of those gases. Now, well, Nadril's supply blocked, and just now getting his upgrades. But he's getting charged, and that's going to help a lot against this Bioforce here. Especially if he gets his 1-1 finished before our Terran player does. And if he can finally land some good force fields, then these Zealots should eat up this army. I think things are going in Nadril's favor right now, but we'll see what happens. He's laying down some anti-drop cannons, although Terran could just go right around those. But I guess it's good just for sort of a preemptive measure. Alright. Combat shields being researched. Got some dropships coming out. It's going to bring him up to 4 dropships here in a second. He's got 15 Marauders and 20 Marines. Okay, so yeah, his army now is... He's only 7-3 supply now. Okay, his army supply is actually now perfectly even with the Protoss player. Yeah, Nadril's invested a lot in tech recently. Hasn't not much into his army. He has a lot of zealots though. He needs to land those clutch force fields. A drop into the main could be devastating right now, considering he has nothing there. A drop right here possibly. Here we go. Okay, drop into the natural. I like that because now he actually has this concave right here when the Protoss player comes down into this. Yep. Beautiful. Oh man, he could try to pick some sentries up. Oh! Oh! There's the clutch force field I was talking about. Oh man. Okay, good pickup though. That was... Oh my god though, that was such an amazingly good trade for... Oh, is he gonna pick this off? Oh, he gets the dropship full of units. This is going amazingly well for a Protoss player. His +1 attack and +1 armor is now finished against Terran players, just +1 attack. Protoss also has charge and High Templar's warping. I do not believe he has Psystorm. No, he doesn't, but he is using him for feedback. And I think that's it right now. Okay, never mind. He's warping an Archon. Another engagement that should go well for a Protoss player. Nadril, I should be saying Nadril, sorry. And I like the Immortals mixed in. I really like that because look at all these Marauders. Those Marines kind of get torn up by the Zealots, and then the Immortals just do work. Both players taking thirds. I like that good macro behind this pretty much constant battle here. And their supply is staying pretty much even. This is turning out to be a really close game here. These Marauders, maybe not just Marauders is the best choice right now, but they're kiting pretty nicely. And our Protoss player doesn't have enough anti-air to take out these dropships, so the dropships are just kind of floating around. Let's go to the lost units, yeah. Terran's lost about 700. It's pretty even. It's pretty damn even in terms of units and resources lost. Although things are now shifting in the Protoss' favor once again quite heavily. Terran's losing some dropships. But he's actually managed to whittle down this Protoss force to basically nothing. And the Protoss' resources are actually pretty ridiculously high right now. Yeah, he's still on 4 gateways. There we go. Okay, never mind. He's on 5 gateways, but he gets the idea. You can see Nadril is now adding tons of gateways. He's getting his 2-2, warping more Zealots. But right now, this production off these 5 barracks is beating the production of these 5 gateways. Of course, as I say that, we come back to this massive army overshadowing this little Terran bio ball. And the third has fully kicked in for Protoss, which is amazing. I missed that probe transfer, clutch probe transfer. And the third is up for the Terran, but he has not saturated it yet. So our Protoss income is quite a bit higher than the Terran's. Not quite a bit higher, but higher than it should be. And a robotic spec coming down from Protoss, along with the 2-2 finishing up. 2-2 is going to finish up during this engagement right here. This basically constant engagement. This engagement I feel like has been going on for the entire game. There's maybe like a 2-minute break where the players went back and macroed a little bit. But I honestly think this is going in Nadril's favor, especially since he has this third base saturated. He needs to start mining the gas from there. Look at these dropships in the factory just floating around. That just goes to show how little anti-air Nadril has. Oh, and he's going to try to snipe the third. Well, if he gets his Nexus, that'll be huge. Okay, he's going to go for probes. That's actually a pretty big deal too. He's Protoss is now behind in probes, and now he's gonna go for the Nexus. Okay, he's gonna try to micro out of this, or at least do as much damage as he can. He might be able to save some of these guys. Should be able to save some of these guys. Oh wow. Oh man, that would have been crazy if he saved that whole army. That was still pretty clutch. I like that. Drop ships coming in from the top. That was sweet. And a Colossus out now. Okay, things are getting pretty scary for Diogenes. He needs to get another starport. Oh, okay. Just as I say that, 2 Tech Lab starports. Okay, that's interesting. Curious what he's going to be getting out of those. It's also turning his third into a planetary. That's considering he's been the aggressor this whole game, I'm surprised that he is doing that. I'm also surprised that he hasn't taken a 4th behind all this with the extra minerals. Man, he's kind of floating on. Okay, Cloak Banshees. Interesting. Well, we were talking about how I was talking about how Nadril has no anti-air, so actually this is I kind of like this actually. He's sort of recognizing that. I mean, a huge warp and a Stalkers could totally take these out, but could provide for a hard counter in a clutch situation, so we'll see what happens. You know, he might be able to pick off these Archons and Colossus before he even gets any Stalkers into the fight. You know, and then free kills on the Immortals and Zealots. How many observers does he has? 2 observers. I'm trying to find them. Here's one over here and probably one with the army. So he should be okay. Yeah, one with the army. He should be able to, you know, the Cloak shouldn't do any damage in a straight up fight. But I'm surprised we haven't seen. Okay, there's the Vikings. Now he's getting started. He just got 1 Viking coming, and he's just now getting his +2. Whereas wow, we've got 2-3 here, soon to be 3-3 for Nadril. Just now getting Psystorm. It's interesting. It's interesting to me that he's gone this 25 minutes into the game with no Psystorm and no Colossus. That's pretty crazy. Then again, it has been mostly Marauder, so I guess it makes sense. And these Immortals, look at these kills on these Immortals, 16, 13. These Immortals have been in this fight for quite some time now. And here comes the engagement. It looks like Diogenes thinks that he can catch him off guard, possibly. Cloak is finished, so yep, he's gonna try to see if he can do a little shenanigans here with his Cloak Banshees, maybe pick off some probes. Okay. Okay, I like this. And nice micro, nice stutter step with this. Is he gonna try to pick off and he gets a Colossus. Wow, that's huge actually. And he's if he gets another Colossus, he could lose those Banshees, and that'd be worth it. That'd be even trade actually, price wise. Oh, and here comes the flank. Oh, Nadril is out of position, but he's just massively overwhelming Diogenes and upgrades. Possibly too many medevacs here. Not enough army anymore. But Diogenes, our Terran player, is actually still ahead in supply. He's got these 2 Cloak Banshees doing work. This is crazy engagement right here. I can't believe that the Terran player is doing the damage that he's doing right now with the small amount of forces that he has. 1 Colossus. The Vikings have actually done work to the Colossus, and now he's got 1 High Templar and 1 Colossus, so that all that AoE that he invested in is now cut back down to pretty much 0. Warping another High Templar. This is crazy. 4th bases for both players at the 30-minute mark, 27-minute mark. This has turned out to be a pretty crazy game. Diogenes is floating on so much gas. I would like to see some EMP. Why haven't we seen any Ghost yet? That's really really becoming devastating to his late game against this Psystorm Archon Immortal Protoss player. You really need EMP against this any late game Protoss composition, especially this composition. Oh Jesus, and he picks off the dropship full of units. Let's go to the lost units tab. It's not that much different. It's about 2,000 in the favor of the Protoss for 30 minutes in the game. It's not really huge. God, I really wish we would see some EMPs. No Ghost production yet. Here comes the engagement. Some more kiting. The Vikings will get this Colossus, it looks like. That leaves 0 Colossus, 0 High Templars. Where did the High Templars go? It looks like they morphed into Archons. So actually, with this heavy Stalker count, these Marauders are going to go to work here. Terran players should have no problem holding this off. Then again, the Immortals are just tearing the Marauders apart. Never mind, as right as I say that, down they go. And that engagement went very, very favorably for Terran. That could have been exactly what he needed to get back into this game. And as I say that, he loses his entire Marauder army. Where did the ball of Medivacs go? Did he lose all his Medivacs? How did I miss that? He lost every single Medivac, not a single Medivac on the unit counting station. He's now making more Medivacs. Yeah, he needs to dump that gas into Medivacs. Wow, yeah, he's... Poor Terran player needs another base, desperately. His mineral count is just so low. I gotta give props. I want to look at the APM of this guy. Yeah, our Terran player is 110 APM, and that's Blizzard APM. Like, he's been microing this bio ball pretty much. I feel like this entire game against these Marines, or I mean these Zealots. Just, I feel like he's been stutter stepping the entire game in between my macro. Protoss does scout the 4th. Let's see what Terran he sees. Yeah, he sees the 4th. And Terran player actually doesn't know about the 4th for the Protoss. 3-1-3 against 2-2. This is I think I've said this probably 5 or 6 times, but I can't believe how much damage this Terran is doing with such a small amount of forces. Very impressive. Very impressive. I feel like possibly could get thwarted by some if Nadril would warp in some more sentries. I'm guilty of this too. Most Protoss players just pretty much refuse to make any more sentries after 10-15 minutes in the game, but against Marines and Marauders, Guardian Shield and Force Field are still a force to be reckoned with. Like, those are 2 amazing moves to have against Marines and Marauders. Here comes a drop to the 4th. Gonna try to pick some probes off, looks like. You could maybe get these Zealots. Some more nice stutter stepping though. Does end up losing every... Wow, it does not get the Zealot. That's that's those upgrades kicking in. Look at that. 4 armor against Marines doing 8 damage. So Marines are literally doing half as much damage as they could potentially be doing to the Zealots. And bunch of High Templars with Psystorm. I'm afraid that this next engagement is probably gonna crush the Terran player, Diogenes. But who knows? He is ahead in supply. He's got a bunch more workers. Protoss player has been losing workers left and right, from the Cloak Banshees before, the drops. Let's go, the workers killed. Yeah, 44 workers killed from Diogenes. That's pretty amazing, actually. Worker killed count and the amount of pressure that Terran's kept going on in the middle has been really impressive, and more workers being killed. And this worker killed count is exactly why Protoss has been his army has been sort of flimsy for this whole game. It's kind of been, you know, just exactly what he needed to hold off the Terran forces, but now his economy is finally kicking in, and he's sort of massing up this scary AoE Zealot ball with Archons and Colossus and High Templars. I would love to see a mothership, but we probably won't see that. And Terran players sticking with Marauders and Vikings, even though there's only one Colossus right now. And here comes big engagement. Great kiting once again. He's losing too many dropships, so he needs to get these dropships to the back of his kiting force here. Yep, there's the Side Storm. I think more counterproductive than productive. There's some better ones. Still just hitting, literally just Side Stormed his Archons 4 times in a row. All these Archons have no shields. I might, yeah, consider backing off, maybe warp a couple Archons. Good engagement for a Protoss player again, I think. Finally a Ghost. That's exciting. Gosh, and how is this, how is Nadril staying in this? He's not making any more probes. He's totally given up on probe production. It looks like he wants to end this right here with these Side Storms. Oh man, literally Side Storming just his army right there. I don't know. Diogenes could win this right now. Nadril is literally not making any more probes, and he's at 29 probes right now. He's not making up for the fact that he lost all his probes. Okay, there's some good Side Storm on the SCVs. Definitely evens up the worker count a little bit. I'm gonna be amazed if the Protoss wins this, and it's very possible that he's going to now. I mean, he should have won this the whole game, but the fact that he's not making any workers at this point, I don't understand how he's reinforcing the way that he is. Okay, beautiful EMP. Oh my god, that was beautiful. Hits every single High Templar. They're all warping into Archons now. Terran player needs to get some more medevacs. God, losing those medevacs is actually going to cost him the game possibly here, because now his army is just wearing thin with the stim packs. He can only stim pack so much, and Jesus, all the Archons, too many Archons. That's 7 Archons. That's this could be it. But like I said, Protoss has no income. I don't understand. He's literally just given up on income. He's like, nope, I'm all in. I'm going to kill him with my 20 probe production and the forces that I have on the field. I wish he would take another base and make some more probes, honestly, but that might be exactly what the Terran needs to get back in this game, and production is slipping. Yeah, he just now, I don't know why he wasn't producing anything just then. Busy microing, I guess. He needs to know when to stop microing. He's just losing his army for nothing now. There's no point in microing a small bioforce against an army like this. You just get a bigger force. Stay away from the Protoss until then. And the GG from Diogenes, wow. What a crazy game that was. I can't believe that. 106 APM from the Terran player, 75 from the Protoss, and that was, I would say, mostly stutter stepping. That was an awesome game, though. Very good game. Good game to drill. Way to go, man.